of Shannon. He'll probably get one more shot off, and he can't finish. Jokic, then the season. They take game 5, 125-113.
Nikola, what was up with the jump ball in the final minute? Were you just trying to steal a couple seconds, or?
Nikola Jokic just refused to sign his extension. That means next summer, the reigning MVP-level superstar could walk out of Denver as a completely unrestricted free agent. The Nuggets front office is about to owe a $231 million luxury tax bill for a team that lost in the first round. Oklahoma City just found a legal way to make that bill even bigger. On purpose. And Denver's own history says exactly how this ends, because we've already watched this happen to another championship team. It happened to the Bucks, it happened to Giannis, and it might be happening to Jokic right now.
It's a 2 for the top. That ball is so soft on the rim.
Oh yeah, stand up if you're at home, just stand up, everybody stand up. Green, you like that, huh? How quick was that? Sombor shuffled to beat the clock, and he nails it.
Oh, what a pass, and Green throws it down. The couple with a spectacular assist.
That was beautiful to watch.
Nikola Jokic blocked the ball. Call him inside. Jokic blocked it. 2 to shoot. Hook shot is good.
Segment 1. The quote everyone misread Denver hasn't been back to a conference finals since winning the title in 2023, and last season ended in a first-round exit. That alone should be alarming. But the real problem sits underneath the record. Jokic chose not to sign his extension this offseason, which puts him 1 year away from unrestricted free agency, meaning he could leave for any team, for any amount, with zero restrictions. When asked about it, he brushed it off as a simple business decision, nothing to worry about. And a lot of people ran with that quote as proof he's staying. But watch the actual moment it happened, he's still sweaty from a game for the Serbian national team, getting ambushed with a career-altering question in a hallway. There's no version of that setting where he announces a life-changing decision on a stranger's terms. Of course he downplays it there. That doesn't mean the situation itself is fine, and once you look at what Denver's actually built around him, it gets a lot worse.
2, Bosnia-Herzegovina 2 and 3. And Serbia don't wait around. Well, we had Jovic come right out. 3-point shot. 3-point shot. There's Jokic. For the greatest show on earth, really. Here is, boy, they pass up a potential inside shot, and they get the 3-pointer from Jovic.
Segment 2, how Denver broke its own roster start with Jamal Murray. Denver gave their second best player a full max contract despite a career full of injuries, only 1 All-Star appearance, 0 All-NBA nods, and 0 All-Defense selections. And here's the part that makes it worse. Nobody else was bidding. In the current cap era, no team was lining up to hand Murray max money, especially coming off a season where he'd played just 59 games and had a rough Olympic showing for Canada. That was the exact moment to negotiate a discount. Instead, Denver paid full price anyway. Then there's Michael Porter Jr., regularly ranked among the worst contracts in the entire league and considered close to untradeable. Add in Zeke Naji, making real money for roughly 12 minutes and 3 points a game, and Denver's cap sheet is a mess of money tied up in role players and a fragile second star. That's exactly why Denver is now on the verge of losing their best perimeter defender, Peyton Watson. He's reportedly seeking a deal in the mid-$20 million range. Denver's offering closer to $18 million. Other teams are already circling, and the gap is only getting worse. Segment 3. Oklahoma City's evil genius move right. In the middle of that standoff, Oklahoma City made things dramatically messier. Sam Presti handed restricted free agent Ousmane Dieng handed young Spencer Jones a massive offer sheet Denver was forced to match just to keep him. That match alone pushed Denver's books deep past the luxury tax line. If Denver also pays Peyton Watson what he's asking for, their projected luxury tax bill jumps to roughly $231 million. Here's the twist. Denver historically doesn't pay the luxury tax. Over the last 2 decades, they've paid a combined total of around $50 million, a fraction of what teams like the Warriors or Clippers regularly spend in a single season. That's despite owner Stan Kroenke being worth roughly $24 billion, making him one of the wealthiest owners in the entire league. So why would Presti deliberately force Denver's hand? Because Oklahoma City owns Denver's own 2027 and 2029 first-round picks. Every dollar Denver's forced to spend just protecting their roster is a dollar not spent building around those future picks that belong to OKC. It's team building disguised as a trap. Segment 4, the Bucks blueprint. All over again, there's reportedly a clean way out. Milwaukee is willing to absorb Zeke Naji's contract in a sign and trade that also sends them Peyton Watson. Financially, it solves Denver's tax problem overnight. Basketball-wise, it means Jokic loses his best young defensive teammate, and this is where the story stops being new. In 2023, right after winning it all, Milwaukee fell into the exact same trap Denver's in now, maxing out Chris Middleton, maxing out Drew Holiday, and slowly boxing themselves into a corner. 5 years later, Giannis was left surrounded by declining, overpriced teammates, and he walked. The lesson from the modern cap system is brutal, but simple. You can't keep an entire championship core intact forever. You need a superstar, maybe 2, surrounded by cheap, movable pieces, not a full roster of aging, expensive holdovers. Denver did the opposite. They kept Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and Jamal Murray at expensive numbers, which means they now have to keep letting everyone else walk. Bruce Brown already gone, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope already gone, and Peyton Watson possibly next. At some point, Jokic has to be watching this and wondering what exactly the plan is, because it's the same pattern that eventually pushed Giannis and later forced Milwaukee into trading away Damian Lillard and Miles Turner. Segment 5. What happens if he actually leaves? If Jokic wants out after next season, he could sign and trade almost anywhere. But one team stands out above the rest. Golden State is set to have the most cap space in the league, with nearly every major contract coming off the books. If Steph Curry takes a hometown discount on his next deal, the Warriors could realistically build a roster around both of them. Right now, Jokic's realistic paths look like 2 options: leave for a genuinely better built team, or stay in Denver, collect enormous checks, and retire with a single championship despite being one of the most talented players of his generation. People keep calling him loyal the way Dirk Nowitzki or Steph Curry are loyal. But Dirk took real pay cuts to keep his team competitive, which made his one championship feel like a shared sacrifice. Jokic doesn't carry that same ring obsessed, cut my own check to win mentality. He's simply not built like a Kobe Bryant, who once told reporters flatly he wouldn't stay a lifetime Laker without a real title push, then watched the front office deliver Pau Gasol days later. And here's the part most fans miss. The second apron isn't actually bad for players overall, it's specifically bad for superstars. Teams are contractually required to pay out roughly 50% of all basketball-related income to players no matter what, even holding money in escrow to guarantee it. So when a superstar takes less, that money doesn't disappear, it flows straight into the rest of the roster. The real danger is a front office that doesn't understand that and keeps handing max money to aging veterans instead of building depth around a discount-taking star. That's the trap Denver is currently walking straight into, the same one Milwaukee walked into before losing Giannis. So here's the real question. Does Nikola Jokic actually stay loyal to a front office that's built this badly around him? Or does he eventually do what Giannis did and force his way out? Drop your prediction in the comments: Denver, Golden State, or somewhere nobody's even talking about yet. If this made you see the Jokic situation differently, smash that like button. Subscribe for more NBA breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one.